Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your replacement driver for this tour. Oh, don't be alarmed. I'm just here to show you the real trip on Washington, D.C., the chocolate city. Now, there's a lot of chocolate cities around. Okay, there's Newark, and then there's Gary. But somebody had the nerve to tell me we had L.A. and then Atlanta. We didn't get our 40 acres and a mule, but at least we had you, D.C. When I was growing up, they used to say, God bless C.C. and its vanilla suburbs. But in the next millennium, that's only a temporary condition too. Can you dig it? And it has placed us in a situation that we can only look at like a B-movie. Back in the day, that's what Gil Scott-Heron used to call the Reagan era. Now, even though Reagan is long gone, his legacy remains. It's still a city full of actors performing on stages all over this city. For instance, right now, there's drama over at the Theater of the Absurd. You know, where the president is. The names have changed, but the game remains the same. Just recycled, painted eggshell. And they still call it the White House. And of course, what you see over there, the Theater of Horrors, better known as the U.S. Capitol. I like to call it Uncle Sam's cabin. You see, inside nightmares are dreamed up, and civil rights are trampled on just for the sake of their amusement. At this very moment, as I speak, inside that very plantation, behind closed doors, something diabolical is going on.
Well, I'll tell you, Bob, it was one of the funniest damn things I've seen in all my years on the Hill.
I can see why. But Congressman Sams, do you really think it could happen again? In this day and time?
Of course not. Bob, as a young man in this political arena, you must learn to adapt and change if necessary. Don't you see what's happening? A wonderful change is taking place all over the world. People starting to unite, regardless of race, class, or religious differences. It's nearly the 21st century, and old attitudes and ideals must change with the times. Look at George Wallace. Is he gone?
Yes, sir, I believe he is.
Good. Now, what was I saying before we were interrupted?
Well, you were commenting on this whole idiotic D.C. statehood issue.
Oh, yes, I remember now. On the contrary, Bob, I think the idea of this city becoming the 51st state is a marvelous idea, but
But, sir, don't you think it's dangerous to have a future state that is predominantly populated and run by blacks?
Hell yeah! You think I'm crazy? I'm not talking now, I'm talking about the future. We still have to allow time for the rest of the plan to take effect.
What plan is that, sir?
What plan? Where have you been, son? I'm talking about the plan to reclaim the pyramids, i.e. to take back D.C. from these niggers before the whole place goes to hell. We've seen results from the first half of the plan already. Being hampered by that Noriega business, I guess it goes to show that the CIA is still good for something.
That crack was sure a blessing in disguise.
Damn right. Can you believe it? They're wiping each other out for this stuff. It's better than pulling the trigger ourselves. Eventually, as their neighborhoods collapsed, we started selling them on the idea that the Maryland suburbs were the promised land. Then, little by little, we started moving in. Taken over. We started to rebuild these neighborhoods for ourselves.
about the opposition, sir?
Opposition?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, you mean that damn mayor?
Yeah. We've been trying for years to get rid of him, but he just won't go away.
Well, we finally got a way to take care of him.
And what's that?
Without going into detail, let's just say we attacked all three of his weaknesses at the same time. One of which is his ego. It was a long and hard road, but as the saying goes, give a nigger enough slack on the rope and he'll lynch himself.
Again with the freaking monitor. What's wrong with this damn thing?
Look, don't worry about it. Let's just focus on this thing.
I don't have a lot of...
I know you don't. We've got time. Look, come on,
This guy's
sit
quite a
down.
character.
Let me make you a drink.
I have to get back.
I know.
We have a problem out there,
What kind of problem?
a very serious problem.
What's that?
Wait a minute. Have you got a visual on that guy out the door?
Oh yeah, that's an affirmative. We definitely have a visual. Out of nowhere, these three individuals suddenly appear down the hall. 2 Secret Service agents and, well, you're not going to believe this.
Hail to the chief.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
See you two just in time. Just in time.
That's him.
No, you're just in time.
This can't be. Oh, for gosh sake. What is happening?
What the fuck is he doing here?
Stand by. He's gone into the bathroom.
So what do you want us to do?
We're doing nothing until I give the go.
No idea what's coming. Look, they told me it was the mayor and this chick.
Hey, baby, come on, wait. Wait, I gotta give him a party on it.
I have meetings.
The Secret Service still out there?
Yes, sir. They're posted halfway down the hallway.
I don't believe this.
What the hell knew?
All right, she's starting to light that pipe up. She's lighting up the pipe. It's going up to the mayor's mouth. Prez is still in the bathroom. We've got to go in now. On my cue. 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go!
Wait a minute.
FBI.
So what?
So what?
So what?
You're coming with us,
So-
all right?
Wait a minute, bro.
Come on. Okay, meet us
Come on.
outside.
You know
Right there,
what?
right there. We do. We can watch. Right there.
What?
Right there. Okay? Come on, let's go.
Okay, outside.
Oh, man. Oh, this bitch set me up, man.
Let's go.
This is a setup, man.
And after him, the rest were easy.
How was that, sir?
We borrowed a page from our Foreign Affairs Handbook, a little technique we've used quite frequently in Africa. Instigate, divide, and conquer. The natives were already restless thanks to the ineptitude of their self-serving city leaders. All we had to do was shake and wait for it to explode.
Excuse me, is this thing on? My name is Keisha Jenkins, and I have a problem right now. It's like I have no electricity in my building, and that means I have no heat either. And I have a 6-month-old baby, and she's the one who's basically suffering through all this. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody to come fix this problem, because I've been calling y'all for the past 3 weeks now, and nobody has done anything about it to put heat back into this building. I'm like, what is going on here? I don't understand this.
Hello?
Excuse me. Hello? Y'all are up there eating while I'm here telling y'all about my problem. See, that's what I'm talking about. The city council does nothing for the people in D.C.
Sit
The
down.
buildings that are falling
No, sir,
apart.
you out of
The
order.
one-
Who the hell are you? What are you doing here? This is a coup. We are taking over.
Once the situation explodes, we step in like all good fathers should and correct the matter. I call this scenario Zaire 101. We stick in our own finance leadership, control board, so to speak, and we give them only what we think they need.
So we give them water as we step on their necks.
Every once in a while, we have to remind them who's in charge. Keep them in their place like the old days.
Well, wouldn't this put them in a desperate situation? What if they finally get a leader? You know, who stands up to us and makes waves? Someone like King or Malcolm X.
You see what happened to them? Desperate situations sometimes warrant desperate measures. If they want to riot, loot, and burn their own neighborhoods down to the ground, just let them. He'll even supply the matches, just as long as they don't stray too far from Georgia Avenue, Martin Luther King Avenue, Malcolm X Boulevard, or James Brown Drive. That's what we have the National Guard for. We can care less.
Now I understand, sir. But still, there seem to be a few of them out there who aren't easily intimidated or for sale. If, for example, that Representative Black has been making a lot of noise lately.
Yeah, that Black has become a real dangerous pain in the ass. I think he's finally seen through all of that empty liberal rhetoric we've been feeding all these years.
So what do we do?
The only other thing we can do, like I said before, desperate situations sometimes warrant desperate measures.
At 7, and looks like it's still a go on Monday at 8:30, and hopefully we won't have to cancel this time. Oh, and don't forget your present for your wife, your birthday present for your wife. If you want, I can pick it up sometime this week. Her birthday is on Thursday, so
those gracious words, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to thank you for making me feel so welcome here. And at times I wish I was received this way in Congress, but then again, maybe not. For more than 3 decades, I have fought for the civil rights of all people, both black and white. First, alongside Dr. King in the 60s, and now in Congress.
Yo, everybody is trying to get a piece of that, man. He's trying to be a fake.
I join you today to give you a few words of encouragement and to let you know, yes, you have a friend on Capitol Hill, and his name is Alonzo Black.
I seen him in the liquor store the other day.
I saw him at the weed spot, man.
You saw him at the weed spot
with me. I swear, he had on his Brooks Brothers, and he was rolling up a fatty with me.
Good people of the District of Columbia.
Jets, man. Everybody.
I know your ills, your pains, and your grievances.
You don't know what he's talking about.
I swear, do not
taxation without representation, and a whole slew of other atrocities. I made enemies on Capitol Hill because I refused to accept the status quo, and because I believe that every man, woman, and child is entitled to equal rights. under the laws of this country. Citizens of the District of Columbia, you too are entitled to those same rights. But yet, you are denied them. Now, there are many reasons for this. Many of them are tied up into the belief that the nation's capital, a city predominantly populated by Afro-Americans, is incapable of governing itself without the great almighty hand of the government pulling the strings. It's an outright and overt racism. We're not going to stand for it. For much too long, your city has been used as a playground for Congress and others. They reap the benefits of this great city, but deny you your rights, your representation, and your vote. And for too long, black people in this city and all cities have been the patches and the pawns of the federal government. Not only have we been the people who put them back in office, but we've been the active participants in our own genocide, unable to control our lives, govern ourselves, and put food on our tables. We turn on ourselves. Some of us are so brainwashed that we actually go out and kill our brothers and sisters voluntarily. Now for you young people, I understand the great financial division between the haves and the have-nots, between those who live on the hill and those who live below it. But drugs are not the answer. Whether you're smoking it, shooting it in your veins, or selling it, it's the same result.
You know, it's been a year ago today. 1 year ago. He's still out there.
Freeze, police!
Danny, are you okay? Daddy, are you all right? Daddy.
It's the same result. We are killing ourselves. Who does that make happen? That's right, the lawmakers and the jailers and everybody else in Congress who want to see you fail. The same people who want to see this city and its leadership fail.
It's perfect. Almost too perfect to be real. Like one of those old B movies I used to see when I was a kid. Except in the end, there's no cavalry or white knight coming to save the day.
So what if the plan doesn't work like it's supposed to? What if something happens?
Don't worry about it, Bob. We've gone through a number of different scenarios and backup plans. It's foolproof. Just be patient. We have to remember not to act too openly and too soon. Besides, why risk a conspiracy when we have the greatest assassin there is at our fingertips?
Who's that?
It's not who, it's what.
The media, of course.
Nothing like a little character assassination to change the public opinion polls.
Yeah, Democrats, Dixiecrats, liberals, conservatives, Republicans, they're all in the same bag. The so-called laws that they put in place are only for the privileged chosen few. The rest of us have to eat cake. Some of us go down swinging and singing. We go in to fight the powers that be, to no avail. While others go happily shuffling down Capitol Hill into volunteered slavery, talking about, well, at least I got my piece of cake. This is B-Movie 2000, a black and white remake in vivid red, white, and blue. And in this production, the script is already written, and there are no rewrites, and you still don't get final cut.